You're going to an important meeting, but first you got to stop and get something out of your mailbox. It's a community mailbox, and when you get there, the delivery guy is loading things into the boxes. He says, hey, it's going to be about 20 minutes. You got to just wait. What are you going to do? In this video, I'm going to tell you the situation in a little more detail that I did, and I want you to decide how you would have handled it. Then I'm going to tell you how I handled it, and I'm going to tell you the way that I looked at it, because I want you to have the confidence to make decisions that you want to make and not be pushed around by other people who have their own agendas. So I live in a high-rise apartment complex, and there's this bank of kind of like lockers, basically, that when you get an Amazon delivery or something like that, they put them into, and you scan your phone, and you pick it up. And I've been staying at places that have this for a long time, and I've seen these guys load the packages in, and it usually takes about 45 seconds to 60 seconds each one to load in. So I walk into this thing, and the guy immediately, he's loading these things in, looks at me really quickly and kind of dismissively says, hey man, you're gonna have to wait until I'm done, okay? So I stood there and I looked and I counted, and he had about 20 to 25 packages, okay? Now, what would have you done? What are you thinking right now? Well, the quick math says that it's gonna take about probably 20 minutes for him to finish up, okay? What are your options? Well, you can wait, right? I told you I was running to a meeting and I needed this from the locker before I went, so you could wait the 20 minutes and be late, or you could say, hey, I need to get my stuff. What would you do and why? What would be going through your head? Would you be like, oh, I don't want to be rude? What if this guy is running late himself? And what if he's trying to get home to dinner and he's running late and this is his last stop? Are you going to interrupt him? What are you going to do? Okay, I'll tell you what I did, and then I'll tell you the way that I looked through the process. Right now, if you want, leave me a comment below. Leave me a comment below and let me know how you'd handle it, and most importantly, let me know why. What's coming into your mind right now on why you handle it the way you did? So the way I look at it is this. It's gonna take, I know this takes about 60 to 90 seconds for them to stop what they're doing, to put in the code for me to grab my stuff, for me to put it in, and then to go back return. So it's basically a minute and a half out of his day, or I wait for 20 minutes, okay? So I'm thinking, okay, I have to go, I have to get this stuff. I'm not worried about pushing back with this guy. What's the worst case scenario? He's gonna be confrontational. You don't have to be a jerk, like what are you doing? So what I did is he said, you're gonna have to wait. Watched him unload one more. It took another 45 to 60 seconds to ensure that what I thought was right. I said, hey man, I'm jumping in here after this. That's it. Sure enough, he put it in and let me jump in. Because the way that I'm looking at it, even if he is running late to something else, that doesn't make sense for me to wait 20 minutes to save him 90 seconds, right? At the most. That's an efficiency thing. So it's more important for me, if I'm in his shoes and he's in my shoes, I understand that. I can understand him trying to get through it. Maybe he's in a hurry, and maybe he's just like, maybe there's 3 other people that came and he's like, I just don't want to wait anymore. I get that. But then with the pushback, if I would have been loading him up and he said, hey, I'm going to jump in here, I'd have said, yeah, okay, right. That's what I did. So I want to tell that story because a lot of people, especially in this day and age, they're just like, you don't want to be the jerk. You don't want to do this. If you never assert yourself, boy, you're gonna have some rough seas because people are always pushing around to get what they want. And the sad thing is, I coach sometimes people, super nice people, great people, and they think that if they were to exert themselves in that instance, that they're not being nice, that they're not being a good person, that they're not being a good example, that they're not showing patience and all these things. That's the wrong way to look at it, in my opinion. I think that you need to be comfortable asserting yourself when you think it's valid. You need to think through things logically. It's not just being a jerk, like, I don't care how long it takes you. I'm gonna get mine. I'm gonna cut in front of you because of this. No, but it's also not, just because he wants this, I'm gonna let him have anything he wants. It's assessing it logically. So the logic is 90 seconds of his time versus 20 minutes of my time. What's fair? If you were to take this to the court of law, what would they say is fair? Well, of course, 90 seconds of time is worth less than 20 minutes of time. So I decided, Judge Barron said, yes, I'm gonna come in here. The verdict has been made. I'm gonna jump in here and grab my package. And I was comfortable doing that. I want you to be comfortable doing that. I want you to logically be able to look at things, not be emotionally whipsawed either way. Because some people, when they hear any confrontation at all, they're like, I'll show him. I'm gonna push, no, I'm gonna get in here right now. Who do you think you are, you jerk? No, I wasn't rude. I did tell him in a confident way, hey, I'm going to jump in here after this. It wasn't a question. It was a statement because I was confident in saying so, but it wasn't rude either, but it wasn't passive. So I'd encourage you, next time you're in a situation that you feel like someone may be trying to get their way with an unfair motive to you, you're bearing an unfair amount of the negativity in that, stop, no hurry, think it through. And then if you think you're in the right and you think you should do this, tell that person and exert yourself. I'm telling you, there's so many different times that you're going to get into your life where it's more important situations than that. And if you're ready to exert yourself, it could be a really big moment in your life. And if you're not confident doing that in a logical, respectful way, you're going to get pushed around. Exerting yourself like this is one important social skill. There's 15 core social skills that will get you a great understanding of what's going on around you socially. How many times do people go out, they go up to one person and they like them, and the other person doesn't like them. They don't understand why, and they don't like going out because they're not confident that they can come across in a way that people even want to talk to them. They don't know how to hold the conversation. All these are skills that you can learn. Our brain hasn't changed much in the last 2,000 years, but the software, the skills, what we've learned about things has. I've got a program called the Social Invincibility Program that will take that skill set, put it in that caveman brain so you can understand what's going on around you socially, save you a lot of time and a lot of pain that I went through learning this stuff and all these experiments, 20 years of back and forth. I'll put a link right here if you want to check that out. I'll put a YouTube video here that'll teach you more about it, or you can check the program itself out right here. I'll talk to you there.